Welcome to Section 5, Compiling for Production. In this section, we're going to take a look at why we need a build process for Angular apps and how ng-build works. After that, we'll learn about the different build configuration options and how to enable or disable different optimizations. Next, we'll look at ng-serve and how it helps us develop locally without having to build and deploy our app every time that we want to see the latest changes. We'll look at how to add custom resources and bundle them with our app, and how to keep our size in check using budgets. We'll then learn about how to maintain different build configurations, and finally, we'll dive into internationalization. Let's get started. Understanding ng-build. Compiling an optimized version of our app is very easy. We just run ng-build. We wait a little bit and we're done. Now we have a new directory inside this folder containing only a few files, the optimized version of our Angular app. And now we have this directory named MyShows with just a few files, which are the optimized version of our app. Alright, that was easy, but why do we need to compile our app? As we've mentioned before, Angular apps are written in TypeScript, which browsers don't understand, so we have to compile them to JavaScript. This might also happen with our styles, which might be written in languages other than CSS. Our source code is composed of many files. Some are part of our code. Some are dependencies, like the Angular framework. The build process takes the hundreds, possibly thousands of files that your app needs and bundles them together into just a few files. This means that the browsers rendering your app don't need to spend a lot of time fetching many small files, but only a couple of bigger ones. Another thing about our code is that it's meant to be read by humans, developers like us. That's why we use long descriptive names for our classes, methods, and variables, and why we have clear formatting. Browsers don't really care about that. So in the build process, we get rid of all the extra white space, and we minify the code, renaming classes, methods, and variables to very short words. This shrinks the size of our files considerably, making our app load even faster. When we build our Angular apps, we end up with a directory containing all the files that we need to serve it. We then push that directory to a web server so anyone can access it on the internet. One thing that we need to take into account is that Angular apps need some special treatment on their server side, as they are single-page applications, meaning that they only have a single HTML view. The server needs to be configured appropriately to send any requests that don't match a specific file, like an image or a script, to the main view of the app. Angular then takes care of interpreting the URL currently in the browser and load the corresponding route.